village, Chwele location in Bungoma district, Kenya. He was the third born and first male child of John Wafula.Chebukati and Joyner Wafula. Education. Chebukati started primary school at the age of 6 in Madisi Primary School. Chairman underwent the Bukusu Rite of Passage in 1976 and thus belongs to the circumcision age Singilo, known as Bachuma of grade 5, Bachuma number 3. After his Certificate of Primary Education CPE exam, he joined St. Peter's Mumia Secondary School and later Bokoli School, where he sat for the East African Certificate of Secondary Education. He began breaking ceilings while in secondary school as he emerged the best student, obtaining a Division 1 of 11 points. In 1979, the young Chebukati got admission to the prestigious Lenana School for his A-level studies. It was a major culture shock for him, joining a school with a British curriculum and way of life. He was grateful to his father for paying his fees and worked hard to be awarded one-year scholarship from Lenana. He focused on his studies and excelled. Chebukati enjoyed the art subject and was the best student in English, history, literature, and geography. In 1980, he was awarded the overall arts prize in his A-level studies at Lenana School. When it was time to choose a career, he was impressed by a friend of his father called Captain Ben, who was a lawyer and always dressed up in suits. He desired to be just like him. He studied hard and successfully concluded his studies in 1980 and gained admission into the Faculty of Law of the University of Nairobi in 1981. A year was lost outside the university following the attempted military coup in 1982. When he enrolled in law school, he immersed himself in the study of legal principles and the intricacies of the justice system. His dedication to his studies was evident to all who knew him. As a university student, he was actively involved in the Students' Union and other student organizations. He served as the chairperson of the Bungoma Students' Union and was involved in a lot of activities to raise funds for students back at home so that they could also get an opportunity to study. He graduated from the University of Nairobi in 1985 and was sworn in as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya on 17th November 1986. His class is known as the UN Class of 85. To better himself, he obtained a Master of Business Administration degree from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, JKUAT, and then he intended to enroll for law school for his PhD prior to his illness. The family man. Beyond his professional achievements, he was a devoted father and husband. Chebukati met his wife Mary, an accountant working at the Ministry of Finance in Mombasa while she was undertaking a training. What started out as him giving legal advice ended up in love and courtship, with numerous phone calls to Nairobi, where she had returned, and bi-weekly flights to visit her. It took many dinners before he gathered the courage to propose to her. They tied the knot on 21st April 1990 in Nairobi. He cherished his wife Mary. They went on to have 3 children, a daughter Rachel and 2 sons, Jonathan and Emmanuel. Chebukati was a hands-on dad. As true as he was to his profession, was he to his role as dad. He always enjoyed the holiday season with family, as he would make it a point to take his family on a holiday every year during the Christmas period without fail. His family was his anchor, providing him with the strength and support he needed to carry out his duties. Chebukati found solace in his family. Within the bounds of the law, Chebukati joined the legal world. Chebukati's journey into the legal world was not just a career choice, but a calling. Immediately upon his graduation in 1986, he opened his own law firm, Wanyonyi and Company Advocates, which he managed for 20 years. He saw the law as a powerful tool to bring about change and to uphold the principles of fairness and equity. He was a principled lawyer and believed that a client has to be told the truth from the outset. Honesty was his mantra. To him, the law was not just a set of rules, but its role was to protect the vulnerable and hold the powerful accountable. He spent countless hours poring over legal texts to refine his skills. He was a sought-after speaker at legal conferences and seminars where he shared his insights. He was often called upon for his expert opinion. Chebukati believed in giving back to the community and took great pride in mentoring young lawyers, providing guidance, and sharing his knowledge to help them establish themselves in the legal field. In 2006, he founded Kutu and Associates Advocates, a Nairobi-based partnership law firm with 5 others. Kutu was an acronym for all 6 partners, with C standing for Chebukati. Chebukati took on numerous cases, many of which were challenging and complex, yet he never shied away from a fight. He defended the rights of the people, whether it was a high-profile case or a pro bono effort for a marginalized individual, and each case was handled with the same level of dedication and care. He believed that everyone deserved a fair chance and that the law should serve as a shield for those in need. He made significant contributions to the field of corporate law and helped businesses navigate legal challenges within the bounds of the law. Chebukati loved the law and had 38 years of post-qualified experience at the time of his passing. He left an indelible mark in the legal landscape of Kenya. Politics. In 2007, Chebukati decided to try his hand at politics. He vied for the Saboti constituency parliamentary seats on an Orange Democratic Movement ODM ticket and came in 2nd place. At the helm of IEBC, Chebukati was appointed as chairman of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission in January 2017. Prior to assuming his role as a state officer, to avoid any conflict of interest, he resigned from his law firm and resigned as a member of ODM. During his tenure, Chebukati led the IEBC through 2 challenging presidential election cycles: the 2017 general election, including the historic October 2017 repeat presidential election that followed the Supreme Court's annulment of the initial results, and the 2022 general election. Under his leadership, the IEBC championed technological improvements and advancements to enhance transparency. One of his key initiatives was the implementation of the Kenya Integrated Election Management System, or KIEMS, which enabled the electronic transmission of results from polling stations. In 2022, he made the result transmission system publicly accessible, a move widely praised for promoting transparency. He also restructured the IEBC's election management team, notably reorganizing the Presidential Election Project team in 2017 following internal disputes. His tenure at IEBC was not without challenges. His decisions were scrutinized, his actions were debated. There were controversies, there were disagreements, yet he remained resolute. He faced criticism head-on. He defended the integrity of the electoral process. He firmly believed in the rule of law. He respected the Constitution, and his courage was admirable. Chebukati officially exited office on 18th January 2023, becoming the first IEBC chairman to complete the 6-year constitutional term. In recognition of his service, he was awarded the Elder of the Golden Heart EGH, Kenya's 2nd highest civilian honor. I wish to thank Kenyans for giving me an opportunity to serve them. It has been an honor. It was undoubtedly a challenging assignment, but I served my country to the best of my ability and in accordance with the oath of office that I took, he said upon retirement. The contribution of Chebukati to Kenya's electoral system will be remembered in the nation's history. He has indeed been a key figure in Kenya's electoral landscape. Beyond his service in Kenya, Chebukati was recognized on the international stage as the president of the General Assembly of Association of African Election Authorities, AAEA, sharing lessons learned in election management. After the 2022 general election, Chebukati embarked on a global mission to share his wealth of knowledge and experience in election management and leadership. He was invited to several countries. In July 2023, he was in Kingston, Canada for the Electoral Integrity Project's annual conference, where he gave a presentation on the role of technology in improving the integrity of Kenya's electoral process. In November 2023, Chebukati was invited to the International Center for Parliamentary Studies, ICPS, and the Portuguese National Electoral Commission to attend the 19th International Electoral Affairs Symposium in Lisbon, Portugal. In his address, he highlighted how the IEBC leveraged technology to ensure transparency in elections. It brought together representatives from the electoral democracy community to share best practices and initiatives for adaptations in over 120 countries. His efforts were rewarded when the IEBC won the prestigious Election Management Award at the event. The Commission also emerged as runners-up in the Election Ergonomic Award. He then went on to attend the ECOWAS Network of Electoral Commission ECONEC Symposium in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, where he delivered a compelling presentation on overcoming political, legal, and institutional constraints